Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. Welcome to Politics Today. I am Wilson Omasho, standing in for Sonidiko Kosum, who is unavoidably absent. Well, today it is all about what's happening in Rivers State. Don't forget about the issue between the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, and of course his son, or godson, so to speak, the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara. Thanks a lot to our beloved President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was able to settle the problem out with stringent conditions given. 7 or 8 conditions, out of which, according to reports, only one guarantees the steadfastness of, let's say, the on-impeachment, or let's say impeachment process that was leveled against the governor. That was the only one that was revoked, saying he is going to be allowed to run his term seamlessly. The others, you have to call back the commissioners that resigned, and of course you have to call back the chief of staff, so to speak. You have to allow 27 members that defected from PDP to APC. You have to bring them back. You have to re-present, yes, the budget again to the House in the presence of anyone. And of course, the full House can hold meeting anywhere without the governor's interference. Yes, these are just some of the strict conditions given. And the Speaker of the so-called or alleged people that choose to break away remains the Speaker of the House. You know, everything going back to normal. Well, yesterday, workers, members of the TUC and NLC students came out in mass to conduct a peaceful protest, saying that they are in tune with Fubara, that those conditions given to the governor is inimical to the health of the governor, to the health of the state, and inimical to governance, in short, in Rivers State. But the man said something: there's no price too steep or too big for peace to reign. That was the submission of Simi Fubara. With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have to start my introduction from my extreme left. Yes, he is not a person than SME, Saint Moses Irmosele. Welcome to Politics Today. I appreciate your coming.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming. So very close to him, he is a legal practitioner, Edo State Chairman, Nigeria Society of International Law, Notary Public of Nigeria, Human Rights the political analyst, yeah, Barrister Patrick Isiekwene. Your title is like you know much, you know.
But it's all right. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And of course, Bishop Dr. Osadolo A. Oche, JP, People's Defender Advocate, Human Rights Organization, Good Governance, Justice, Equity, Transparency, Human Rights. That's what his own organization entails and all that. Bishop, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right.
Viewers and listeners at home, I wish you Merry Christmas and a joyful celebration.
Conditions were given to the governor for peace to reign. He was meant to sign, and of course, Tinubu also signed, some one members signed the peace accord, so to speak, but it was a directive. They call it directive. This must be followed for peace to reign. Of course, Simi signed. He agreed to the terms and conditions for peace. He used that word: no price too big, no price too steep for peace to reign. I want to start with you, Bishop. What do you feel about all this?
First, I want to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, for having the people of this country in his heart. This is what Buhari lacked in his administration. That is why in so many states where such issue happened, nobody talked to them, and they went scot-free with such illegality. You see, my dear Wilson, each time I talk, I tell people the provisions of law that we all must subject ourselves to. But unfortunately, government and government officials, particularly governors of state, believe that anybody in their state is a slave. The law is 3 tiers of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative. But sadly, when there was opportunity for the State House of Assembly, the legislators, to have their own independence, they voted against themselves. This is the benefit of it. Otherwise, if they were independent, how will Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, come and sack them and demolish a complete building, state money, just because he's not happy with some persons in the House of Assembly? That is Azob. The Constitution says no House of Assembly shall be less than 24. Shall is compulsory in law. And no House of Assembly shall be more than 40, like in the case of Kanu. But these governors put into their hand and believe they are superhuman beings. It happened in Edo State severally. Severally in Edo State.
All right.
Where the governor was passing budget. That is a criminal act. It's a crime against the state. For you to use less than 24 and 2/3 of that House of Assembly to pass any budget, you have committed financial infraction.
Okay.
It's misappropriation of funds.
Misappropriation of funds.
Yes, you can go to jail for that act.
Right. I will come back to you, Bishop. You are heaping the blame on Governor Simi Fubara. Like what you rightly opined.
I have not finished.
Of course, I know. Okay. I will come back to you, Bishop. Okay. Barrister, you heard him. He talked about overbearing effect or behavior, so to speak, of governors in our various states vis-a-vis Fubara. For what he said, doesn't like a face or two, that's why he did what he did. And of course, he passed the budget with less than...
Only 4, not less. 4 preference.
Okay, less than 10% in the House. What do you feel about what that transpired in Rivers State that led to this particular moment of peace?
Yes, we are not surprised. Myself, I'm not surprised about the intervention of the Mr. President at the current crisis in Rivers State. I think what a lot have been happening even within the country, mostly the governors, because the action of the governor Fubara amount to executive rascality. It's embarrassing. When a house, you're not part of the legislative arm of government. A house where they carry their business activities of lawmaking. Overnight, you move there, especially sponsor the demolition of the building.
You get bridges for that?
No, listen, we are no.
It's
not
the
one I'm still talking. Determined.
Listen, I'm not listen. Yeah, the reason given is not tenable. It's just to give mere excuse. Yes, I mean, it's just like giving something to give a bad name to achieve what you want to achieve. With mere infrastructure. Yes, I mean, so what it was just meant calculated to disorganize the house, not allow the business to go on. That was why he personally led the action. He personally led it. He personally led it. Dr. Watak was executive rascality. Did he write to the house? Did the house complain to him? However, there is a leakage, the house is unsafe to make law. It never happened. It's what most governors, is that what they do? That happened. Just like what Chair here. We know what happened in this state where House Assembly was also. We know what happened here. This side also they want to put us in order. They want to do it. It was meant to disorganize them, which is not good. It is not heading for democracy. And now the fire is now burning. The government is not crying wolf. Also, they said the place. That's why it's laughable when I see those elders in Rivers State do one or the other. Don't Mr. President. Where were they when this was going on? They want the people to be killed, life to be destroyed, because it was crystal clear that the Rivers State Congress said something imminent about to happen. The president was forced not to intervene due to the crisis. And not go blame Mr. President for taking a bold step. Just because the president, I think Mr. President is a Democrat. Because I remember vividly, like what Bishop said here. When Buhari was there, Buhari will keep mute, will not even interfere. What is this? I said, they don't give a damn. Millions of people died there. At the end of the day, when you ask him, he will tell you, I'm not aware. If the president even tried to reach him about the issue, he will say, I'm not aware. So the president trying to intervene was a kind of political solution. How can you present a budget to where you have about 32, currently 31?
All right.
Only 4 members of the House, you're presenting budget to them. That's the illegality of the highest order.
I'll come back to you.
That's the highest legality of the highest order.
Obala, to you, St. Moses. You've heard both of them. I believe that you sample their opinions, and of course, you're going through your own thought pattern. I know you have a thing or two to say about this particular situation. Two of them are blaming the governor of the state, but I would like to make it clear that there was an impeachment plot. In fact, it was said to have been impeached before those started happening. Anyway, take it up from there.
Yeah,
Moses.
we see. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Let me say Merry Christmas to everybody. And on this topic, there's something very important to note. Fubara is the governor of Rivers State, and Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. I must start by commending the president for being proactive. Some people I saw on TV protesting. I think they are the usual mob who will always lead leaders astray. In the Bible, on Thursday or so, they say Hosanna, the highest. On Friday, they say crucify him. So you don't listen to this mob. You listen to Fubara, who is in the picture. Fubara is retracing his steps. He's doing the right thing now. Before, he was being very rascal. The president must be commended for taking this proactive action. You noted that people signed. You mentioned those who signed. You didn't mention one person who signed. A very important person who signed that document. That's the National Security Advisor, Ibadu. The reason why he signed that document because in as much as Rivers State has a right to their own democracy, Nigeria has a right to its existence. Nigeria's oil well all pass through Rivers State. If there's a crisis in Rivers State today, it will engulf the whole country. So a reasonable president, a proactive president, will do something immediately, and that's what the president did. And he must be commended. For Fubara, I think until he accepted these conditions, he had been very rascally, behaving like a teenage governor.
How do you mean rascally? He's the sitting governor of Rivers State.
The sitting governor.
And he has a reason why he did what he did.
The reason why he did what he did is this. He said there has been some structural defects. That's the pretext.
Don't forget that all this is started by a plot to impeach him.
Impeachment is not a crime.
It's not a crime, it's a constitutional provision.
It's a fundamental right
provided for.
It's a duty of the parliament. It's not just a constitutional provision, it's a duty of the parliament to impeach a governor who will destroy their building. What he did is treason. He would have been tried under Obasanjo. He would have been removed and tried. But the president we have, a Democrat, are beginning to love him more since he started to do things that I see that this is a president that we want. A man who will be in the field, not one who will sit in the palace wearing bonds. So I think I want to commend Fubara too for accepting the conditions. Those people who are demonstrating, they don't even know what's happening.
All right.
Thank you.
Some persons came out to demonstrate vis-a-vis TUC, NLC, students, chiefs, elders in the Rivers State, saying the directive given to Mr. Governor is too stringent. That he was back to the world. That was the reason why he signed it. That he ought not to sign it, if not for the fact that he was forced to sign it. What do you have to say about that, Bishop?
First, can they give us a video clip of who pointed gun at him before he signed? We need that. There should be a video clip.
A video clip?
Yes. That while he was signing, some persons pointed gun at him. If you don't sign, you won't live here alive. I will commend the young man. Even though he made a mistake of the actions he took. And those actions he took is as a result of people like TUC whatever group you call them, the student union and the market union, and those who now decide that it's now Ijaw nationality, ethnicity. They were there when governors did not pay gratuity and pension. They didn't protest. When people who retired died, they are not doing I'm Alive program. So every 3-4 months you come to show them that I'm alive, I have not died. That is the pension and gratuity they pay. So the man, I commend him for looking at the future. That this thing will not be heady for Rivers State, not just only him. Because state of emergency can be declared in that state. Like my brother SME said, we have our oil resources from Rivers State. And all the pipelines are connected through Rivers State, whether crude or refined in those days. Now, if this is the position he finds himself, and those who are wise have told him the implication of demolishing that house. It took 11 bulldozers, 11, to go there and demolish a standing structure that has no defect.
But that was during the squabble and quarrel, and everything is cook and curry.
Listen, you know me that I'm a great researcher. I'm a great researcher in this country. I can always tell you what is ahead of us, because I spend time to find out. You understand? But what I'm commending him is that he didn't care to listen to people like Ike Clark, an old man that want to breed the amber of discord.
Now, why don't Ike Clark have his own opinion, of course, views?
Yes, his own opinion will bring us crisis.
All right.
It will bring us crisis.
Okay.
And when the crisis starts, Ike Clark will charter a flight and leave the country. I'm sure none of his children are in this country.
No, we don't know about that now.
So the issue now is he has signed. The party chairman, PDP chairman in Rivers State, signed. The National Security Advisor signed. The president signed. Wike signed. And Fubara signed. So anything outside this resolution, we meet a brick wall.
I'll come back to you. One of the conditions, he was asked to re-present the budget. Is that against the Constitution as a legal practitioner?
Because
he has done that already.
Yes, but was it constitutional? It's an illegality. 4 persons different quorum. You cannot get out of illegality. That is the truth of the matter. 4 persons out of 31 or 32 members. It's a different quorum now. It's an illegal act. So what do you expect to get an illegal act? So nothing has happened. Because they are going to come to challenge it. They talk will nullify it. They're nothing before the house. They're nothing before the house. It's an illegal act. That is the truth of the matter. You understand me? So let me just I wanted to chip in. Sorry, just for issue why the single reason why the reason behind Fubara signing that document, agreeing that document. Let me tell you, not because of he does not care for the citizens of the River States. Because when he went there to demolish all this, he never thought that he's almost gone. He had to stand up to save his job. 27 members against 4.
That means he was threatened.
Listen, hold on.
There are some things bigger than
God. Let me tell you. Excuse me, I'm coming.
Some may not be there pointing a gun at him, but something else is upon him.
He did to save his job. Because remember what I said to him. 27 against 4. He can't survive. He's going home. So the person to this also is to just quickly to save his job. That's what he did. If not, that people notice they have time to withdraw, they nullify based on their agreement. He won't survive it. Go to challenge it. He's gone. So he quickly signed that to save his job. That's the truth of the matter. He was very arrogant. They were prepared for war. When he saw the whole thing, they had to go back. Before he presented the budget before 4 members of the House, it was national embarrassment. He's not aware. So not because the people notice all that thing, know that surely he can't survive it. That is why he quickly had to sign it. So that's the truth of the matter.
All right.
No God was pointed at him. To not that rest.
All right.
It was, yeah, but you know that they are not doing normal thing. Can afford people leaving for the house. I still going to run the house.
Oh, now, okay, now,
I'm going to run the government.
Okay, now talk about
Illegality throughout.
Hold on now. You said what they did was illegal according to the Constitution.
Yes.
Now focus on the Constitution, SME. 27 defected from APC to PDP. And according to the Constitution, PDP, I beg your pardon, to APC. And according to the Constitution, once you defect, they declare your seat vacant. Is that not also an illegality going by the Constitution?
I will be very honest. I will give my opinion on this.
Yes.
The law is very clear. If you would leave a party that sponsored you to another party, there are consequences and there are procedures. It is illegal if you didn't follow the procedure that the Constitution stipulated. And what does the Constitution state? It says this: if you are leaving your party to another party, it will be because there is a split in your party. There's been a division in your party, or there's been an irreconcilable difference in your party.
Yeah.
And now what amounts to a split or a division should be interpreted by the court. Therefore, it is not within the right of the speaker to just summarily, or the factional speaker in this case, to say,
You skipped one part of that Constitution, declaring the seat vacant. Why did you skip that part?
You defuse the seat to be declared vacant if there's a condition.
Yeah.
You left the party when there is no division.
Crisis.
Can you, in all honesty, say now that PDP is not divided in this country? In all honesty, where is Wike in PDP? Where is Atiku in PDP? Have they seen eye to eye? These are national leaders of the party. Wike is even in the government of the opposition. So there is technically a division. I'm not saying there's a division, but it's only the court that can say that. And that's why it's beyond the speaker to just wake up, the so-called speaker, to wake up and say, I've declared your seat vacant. To add to that, Fubara is a very lucky man because he would have been gone anyway. The 27 members would have sat under a mango tree with a mace from Auchi Polytechnic and impeached him. Nothing will happen. The president will give effect to that and take him off. And the Rivers State will just go on.
And you were saying that the man wasn't threatened.
The man was threatened, yes, but the threat was not an illegal threat. The threat was a legal threat.
Threat is a threat. Legal, illegal. Threat is a threat. So that means the protest by NLC, TUC, traditional rulers, it had backing because it was threatened to someone. Bishop, hold on. Here's the floor. I'll come back to Bishop. Please continue, SME.
The protest by the TUC are no political party.
Of course.
Operatives. So the protest is suspect for me. The plot, they rose the plot because the Fubara was not acting the script that the people collectively made. I am of the school of thought.
The people or Wike's group?
People, whether it's Wike's group or not, is represented by somebody. There's a king in Benin, there's a king in Asia, there's a king in different parts of the world. So the king represents the people. There's a leader in the River State. It's an undisputed fact. So Wike was the leader. He invested in you. I'm not supporting all the shenanigans they did behind the scene. But if you agree to damn the devil, please follow his rules.
Over now to you, Bishop. You said there was no visual or video evidence of the gun pointed at him.
Listen. I want to take
Bishop, if you keep saying that there is no threat, a man in his right sense will sign such a directive.
You will sign.
Only one favors the governor. The rest are just against the governor. You will sign as a man.
Listen. Even if all the clauses are against him, he still has to sign. Do you know why?
Why?
If the clauses are factual, they are truth, undisputable facts, you must sign. Just like the scripture. The Bible has told you things you should do and things you should not do. Now you went to do the things that you ought not to do. And somebody is bringing your attention to the things you are doing that is against God's commandment. And you now promise, okay, sorry, I didn't remember, I want to change. Then are you not going to tell them that because what I did was 10, okay, let me just accept 1 illegality and correct 9 illegality? The 10 must be corrected.
Now, since you're going scriptural,
that is law.
Okay.
That is law. That is the scripture.
Sorry for interjecting. Since you're going scriptural, let's paint this picture. A Christian without the power. Is that a Christian? A governor without the power. Is that a governor?
No, wait. This is the power a Christian have. It is only when you obey the laws of God you have power.
But with those directives, does the governor have power right now in Rivers State?
Governor has power because there is a law that he must obey. And once he obeys those laws, those constitutional laws,
yes,
those extant laws, he has power. As long as it does not infringe on the right of any Nigerian, whether from Rivers, outside Rivers, he has power.
Bishop.
Now in Rivers State,
yes,
if anybody, any criminal, go and block road, has the governor the right to direct the commissioner of police to arrest the person? Has he no such power? But can I direct the governor on what to do about that? It's his responsibility as chief security officer. So he has power, but he has no power over illegality.
I'll come back to you, Bishop.
He has no power.
Talking about power of a governor, those directives given to him, the pains and the heart of so many Rivers State citizens that, look, you stripped the governor of his power. He doesn't have a right over the local government, doesn't have a right over the house. I'm coming. He doesn't have a right to appoint, to hire or fire, because they said this when you fire have to bring them back. So where is the power of the governor? Barrister.
Yes, sir. Before I answer that question,
yes,
I just let this one. I thought you would have a question. I wanted to add a little to what my brother said.
You're free to add.
The issue of the defecting of those 27 members. Listen, those 27 members, the action is within the ambit of the law. But not legal. What not legal? Go and research on 1 G of the Constitution. It is clear, provided it is clear, which provided that one you also have the issue of when political party sponsors you in an office, and before the expiration, you defect other political parties, you lose your seats. And that's what I mean. But he went further. He went further. There's a proviso. Go and read it. There's a proviso saying that if it's as a result of division, which ought to do with split, or merging of political parties, you are free. So, like, you should say division. There's a division within some commissioners were sacked, we left, were resigning, there were crises, there's not in order. They expected to remain in that place. Not to go, not what to control this edge. So what is the control about this thing? But then it's the control of the way they never violated the Constitution. If they added the number, according to opinion of the Constitution, 1G.
Anyway,
for you.
like what is said,
yes,
sort of discourse or argument in the court of law to interpret that particular part of the Constitution. Now back to the question I asked Bishop. A governor without power, he doesn't have the power to hire or fire. He's been forced to work with persons he doesn't want to work with.
It's what he calls for himself.
Where's the power of the governor?
We see, either must come to court of equity, must come with clear hands. His hands are dirty. This is what he invited for himself. Nobody deprived him. What they're trying to do that was a kind of political solution. For us to have peace, way forward, how do we do it? This people must come back. This people must do this.
Barrister, hold on.
Nobody's stopping him.
Barrister, please hold on. Don't forget that the quarrel started when he was accused of dismantling the structure of Nyesom Wike.
Yeah, yes.
He said that he sacked some people or he ought not to sack. I said, governor, you have the power to hire or fire.
Not that I don't know.
From your own cabinet.
You know the way it came.
But that was taken away from him. So, governor without power is not a governor.
That's why I said, either must come to come to clear, hands are dirty. You know the way it came in. It's true for that reason.
You know the agreement he entered.
You know the agreement he entered. He cannot be pretending now. He cannot be pretending to us. You know what I mean? He cannot be pretending to us. You are aware, we are aware too well that his godfather, both some nominated some commissioners. You are aware. Some those that bought, which they did. So I cannot be playing and saying it's not by his own power. So he should stop pretending. It's what he calls for himself. So nobody. So that power, he still have the power, but to let this matter to let the case to rest, he must comply with all these things. And to serve his office, I told that was that document.
Okay. You keep saying he still has power. He's still
the power. Also, now.
SME.
The problem is
hold on, Barrister, because right now we want to see things in plain terms. You being a governor, you have the right to get your commissioners. You have the right to get the chief of staff.
Yes.
But in his case, these persons were imposed on him. When he said, no, I don't want them, that was how his trouble started. So with this directive given to the governor, of course, he signed on that duress according to some persons. Does he have power over the state as a governor?
First of all, he did sign under duress. By our constitution, the governor cannot even be arrested anywhere in this country. He's immune.
Don't forget you said he was threatened.
It's threatened. You understand the meaning
and
of
when you're threatened to say, is that not being under duress?
By his parliamentarians, not by the president. He went to Abuja. He sought for that meeting. He signed. He was happy. He's the happiest person. He should be doing a party and singing day your day, I day my day now. Because right now he's now in his day and they are now in their day. The
day without a power.
The power he has.
Strength,
let me tell you the power he has now. He has more powers now. If I were him, I would go and read the APC leader in those states when he was governor. Go and read him, his playbook. He was a master politician. What did he do when he was in this situation? He won an election through the court. And the court gave him power. You are the governor. But all the members of the parliament, most of the members of the parliament were in the other party. And he had to appoint the first 4 to 8 commissioners and special advisors from that party. People thought, hey, this guy's a foolish man. He was a wise man. Because sometimes, when you are weak, it's not wrong to kneel. It's a strategy. You are looking forward. You have time. What Fubara bought is time. 1 year is a long time in politics. And this time, what Oshiomhole did that time, Oshiomhole within this period was so nice with these guys. Oh, this guy, let's not impeach him. He's giving us everything we want. In the night, he will have some meetings with some persons. One will join, the other one will join. Within a year or two, he had majority. And then he breathed out. And you now saw the powerful governor. What Fubara should note from that agreement, the single one point they gave him is the biggest point of all. The parliamentarians have the right to go back to the parliament. If they are elected, he has no power to remove them. One, that's gone. The party, those who resign, they resign on their own volition. They have a right to go back. The agreement did not say you cannot sack any commissioner. So after 1 or 2 months,
can they sack any commissioner appointed or given the right to him to appoint by weekly?
He can do that.
Can he do that?
He can do that.
Don't forget, this was how the quarrel started in the first place.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah. But this was how the quarrel started in the first instance. Don't touch my structure.
He won't do that.
Don't sack this person.
He will buy time. Time is a
veritable healer
tool in politics. He has enough time now to play game. He can also make them your friends.
Yeah, his lessons.
You can make your friends. You can make your enemy. There's no enemy in politics.
Yes, of course.
There's no disagreement. There's no enemy in politics.
All right.
Which is a minister under APC.
All right. Now let's take a look at this instance. Every governor, having served their first term in office, they want to go for a second term. With what is going on right now, just like 4 years away from now, do you see Fubara coming back as the governor of Rivers State for his second tenure?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Please explain.
First, if he work on the agreement without allowing other persons to advise him to work against that agreement, people will begin to watch him and see that he holistically obeyed the agreement. People will begin to change their mindset towards him. They will begin to love him. They will begin to speak on his behalf to his godfather. Because whether he like it or not, with what is on ground, he will finally defer to APC if he still want to remain as governor in the next, after these 4 years, the next one. If he doesn't, he's not ready to continue. Mark my word. Now, if he play his card well, he reconcile with his heart, not with his lip, then they will give him another 4 years after the expiration of these 4 years. But when he rejects these 2 points and begin to fight, do you know how he will fight? Every ministry has an allocation. The when month end allocation come from Abuja, you were given that ministry 10 million. Then you now decide to send 500,000 to that ministry. Because the man is a daft, he doesn't know what it means. He tolerates it 1 month, tolerates it the second month, and see that 500,000 cannot even fuel his own official car. And you are sending, go to Lagos, go to this, go to that. And no money, okay, when your money will pay you, who is going to pay him? Nobody will tell him to resign. He will resign by himself.
Okay.
When he resigns, he's waiting for you. Power is transient. You are there now. You are on thinking for 4 years. How are we sure you can even complete 2 years?
All right.
So the card he play will make him to either complete this tenure, not complete this tenure, or have another 4 years. All is in his hand.
All is in his hand. Now, do you share his own opinions and views in this particular matter?
Yeah, sure.
For this second term, because every politician wants to have a second bite of the cake.
That is Nigeria for you. That is true. That is true. And I believe you play his card very well. But we have it. You know what he said. In politics, there's no permanent friend. The main thing is his interests. He played the ball well. They will change their mind. They won't work for him. We have 8 years. That is the truth of the matter. Except you want to play or you want to do otherwise, a smart them. That's where they will put him where he belongs. That is true.
All right.
So I agree with him completely.
That brings to mind the issue of...
It depends on him.
Okay.
All depends on the Fubara.
All right.
On his action for now. Whether we stay the 4 years with his action, that will decide the next other 4 years.
All right. Now that brings to mind what happened to the former governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Abonde. They had an issue just similar to this. There was a quarrel. When he realized his mistake, he came out and begged for forgiveness. But still, he didn't get a second term in office. People are like saying it's because of what happened. And believe it or not, the same man is involved right now, the #1 man in the country. If you want to juxtapose what happened to a one-time Lagos governor, and Simi Fubara, is there a chance or hope for him to run for a second term?
Yeah, my views on these are very different from the popular view. I don't believe in second term in government. If I will become a governor today, I don't think I will seek to be a 2-term governor. I would like to be a governor that will leave a mark, a legacy that will be remembered for 1,000 years.
Yes.
I'll give an example. In those states, we've had a number of governors. The few ones we can remember, it's only one we can still do 2 terms. In fact, the second term was the albatross of that one. Amos Ali did just 1 term. We remember him today. Ogbemudia, we remember his first term. The second term is like he never existed. Oshomole was the one who almost wanted to break that jinx. His second term was very ugly. He managed to finish. So for Fubara, what he should be thinking about is let me immortalize myself. Not let me do second term. What the hell is second term?
Please watch your language right now. Please, we're on air.
Excuse me, sorry.
Air, please.
Sorry. I permit my manners.
All right.
The second term is something that people should reward you with. And if you are smart, like Nelson Mandela, you reject it. You move on. Ambode has not become a lesser immortal because he didn't do second term. Like he said, like Bishop said, I know that if he seeks to do second term, for doing second term, he will lose a chance. He should use this term, use it well. The people, the power belongs to the people. If the people want him, no force on earth to stop him. That's what I have to say.
Now let's take a look at the screen, get to see our numbers. Let's get to hear what you have to say in this particular issue, okay? And of course, a Rivers State political crisis review resolution, and of course, the lessons learned. Well, start calling right now to give us your contribution. 080 77 77 0300. there was a protest. Some are saying it is from the heart of Rivers State citizens. You're not happy with the outcome of the directive given to Fubara. Others are saying it was a sponsored protest. From your own view, is it sponsored or really from the heart of the citizens in the state?
Each time, I'm a human rights activist,
Yes.
and we do a lot of protests. It's now I've resolved that I don't need to go to street again. I will go to court. So if there is somebody that is not doing what is right, instead of begin to carry placard or obey, I'm ugly, I go to court to ventilate my action. Now, a lot of time when we are protesting for just cause, government will go and hire some persons as government protesters. So we are very, very conversant with such thing that these ones is not different from that this protest was sponsored by some person, particularly by the Jaw ethnic group, particularly from where he comes from. It's a sponsored protest.
It's a sponsored protest. Yeah. All right, now if you take a look at the situation right now, you get to realize that it wasn't people from that particular region that took part in the protest. We have members of the TUC, members of the NLC, the students. Are they all from that region?
You don't need to be there. I don't need to be a Yoruba man to go to Lagos to join my counterparts to protest. Are you hearing?
Okay.
Some of my colleagues have protested in Ghana. They joined them in Ghana to protest. Are they from Ghana?
All right, now let's take this call. I will come back to you. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Politics Today. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, go ahead. What's your view?
I'm speaking to people discussion since, and I've not heard any error or anything evil that the government did. All the blame, all the error, everything have been put on Governor Fubara. And I want to just know, is there anything that Governor Wiki, the former governor, that made to act the way I've been acting because of the blame of the accusation of the and not the system of my life. I want to be educated.
All right. He said he wants to be educated because he doesn't see any blame or had any blame on what the governor did. He said according to him, he did nothing wrong. He did what he did as the governor of the state. He did not disobey anybody. Everything he did was in his power. Oh, you answered that. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Welcome to Politics Today. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Dr. Open Secret, radio professor. Yes, ambassador.
All right, go ahead, Dr. Open Secret.
Yes, I want to say that the discussion so far has not been actually fair. The discussion has been fair, especially to the governor. See, the way we are taking it, I think we are trying to allocate authority to individuals. Who is the governor of Rivers State? That is his as today, Simone Fubara. So we should, as good citizens of this country, ensure that we support the governor to enshrine democratic values as far as Rivers State is concerned in Nigeria. Because the governor was constitutionally elected, and we should allow him to do what he's constitutionally elected to do. If people say they don't like the place of the governor, because of that they become from the political party and go into another political party, the constitution is evident about what's happened to such people. Such people are supposed to be declared, they are supposed to be declared vacant, which according to the law have been done by the State House of Assembly. There is a Supreme Court order, that the one of the guardian that is a lawyer. There is a Supreme Court order that legitimized the speaker on the side of the governor. That order has not been vacated. What power has the president or has my friend Nyesom Wike is one of his man, but on this one he's not doing that line.
All right, thank you.
So we should let
he should come to Edo State, so I can teach him. I know, just take note of the calls. Yeah. One more call that will come back to really analyze their own opinions and, of course, their views. Don't forget that one of the directives is for him to go withdraw all pending cases.
Yeah.
Also to go and withdraw all of it. They don't want to hear or see anything in court.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, go ahead, Otima the Great. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's the last call where you've heard them. All the callers said what they did to the governor is not fair. That's the bottom line.
Thank you. You see, that is sentiment. When you don't study law, you study what people are saying, you become sentimental. Number one, the first speaker said the governor did what he was authorized to do, that he has the power to do it. Which means he has the power to wake up, take 11 bulldozers and demolish a standing.
Structural integrity. He said that, don't forget, there was a bomb blast in that particular vicinity and, of course, the house.
I think I'm on my feet.
Of course, why not?
Now, he has also the power to also dissolve constitutionally elected local government. When the constitution says that there shall be democratically elected local government from one government to the other.
And other government are doing it.
Now,
it's not football, it's wrong.
Now, okay. We have been protesting over this.
Has it changed anything?
We have been talking about it.
Yeah.
Now that it did not change, let us start with Fubara now to use it. As an example.
All right.
So he must change it. That those persons were elected, he was there when they were elected. And he commended them when they were elected. Right? So he has no right to wake up and sack all of them. He doesn't have that constitutional power. Those that are referring to the power he has. Then two, he has no power, constitutional power, to present a budget to 4 persons. And the budget law says you will present the first reading, second reading, and third reading before the House will pass it and send it to the executive for an assent.
Thank you.
So if these are illegalities that they call power, please let us look at our laws. And the one that says the governor has the power that suspended those ones because the law says he should remove them, he should go down to read the subsequent clauses that say when there are crises.
Thank you so much, Bishop. That's your last line.
Go and buy legal books and read.
Thank you. Barrister, your last line, please.
Well, Nemode could not have it. You cannot give what you don't have.
Yes.
Like we said here earlier on, that the actions of the governor or his actions for Bara is unconstitutional. He does not have such powers on what he did. They have single-handedly led the bulldozers to demolish House of Parliament with a flimsy excuse. Presenting a budget before 4 members that don't form quorum. It's an illegality of the highest order.
All right.
Understand me? Then a constitutionally elected local government created by the constitution, total of government, you dissolve it. This is an impeachable offense. It's not going to even send him home.
Okay.
It's punishable.
All right.
So I believe that Fubara has learned his lessons because it's what is side for. You know how he came in, so he should stop pretending.
Okay.
That's why I said either come to court of equity or come to house. He has identity. He stop pretending.
Thank you so much. Over to you, SME, your last line on this. And as you're concluding, you want to please let us know from your own microscopic analysis that it's all about taking a look at the matter in total. Do you think that Wike was giving Fubara in addition to your conclusion?
First, I'm not Wike. I cannot speak on behalf of Wike. But if Wike was me, or if I was Wike, I don't think there's any point of forgiveness in politics. When these daggers are drawn, just say goodbye to each other because it will keep repeating itself. No. So for whether the Wike was right, in this discussion so far, we are not actually looking at Wike, we are looking at Fubara. So on Wike aspect, I think personally, Wike is overbearing. That is my view. If I'm the governor, when I'm leaving governance, after 4 or 8 years, I should go home. Allow the people to choose their next successor. And then that way, I don't have to spoon-feed a grown man with so much powers. It won't work. It will last 4 years. So Wike is overbearing, expected too much from Fubara. But Fubara did not play the card well. If you must fight, you must strategize. Don't wake up and, like Nishan said, over your chest. You collect bullet and you die for nothing. So you must have planned and plotted, and when you are striking, it will be clinical. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. If you take a look at this particular panelists, they spoke their own mind, their own opinion. Some of you said, look, they're not being fair on the governor, but SME, that is St. Moses, Rosella just said, yes, on Wike's part, it was overbearing, but at least you knew how Fubara came into the picture. You just can't overrule the power or the support given to Fubara by Wike. Yes, we're given a directive. That directive also is causing so much, analysis. River State protests here, protests say, no, it's like too much, and all that. Where's the power of the government? That means the power is under the control of Mr. President, of course, Wike and all that, has the allegations leveled against the presidency and Wike. Well, time definitely will tell. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today's show. I appreciate a wonderful analysis. Next week, Sonny Jiko Koso will be on the ground to take you on another ride on the program, Politics Today. Bye for now.